how you doing? This is Lance Henriksen, and you're listening to withoutyourhead.com.
Welcome to the station of decapitation without your head. I'm Nasty Neal, and I'm joined by Hiroshi Katagiri, writer and director of Gehenna, Where Death Lives, which comes out very soon. Comes out the May 4th, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So it's good to have you here. How you doing?
Yeah, thank you.
So this is your first feature film. So how long had you thought about making the movie?
Well, it's the first, it's the first thing I could do is, start writing because it doesn't cost anything, just spend my time. And from the very beginning of thinking about the story and start writing till, start shooting took me about 7 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So,
doesn't mean I kept writing for 7 years.
Yeah, I got you. No, but I would definitely think that it's got to be special to you then, not only being your first feature movie, but writing, directing it, and doing the effects and everything.
Right. Yeah, it's very special and really hard, of course.
Oh, yeah. Is there any inspiration for the story?
Well, it's very logical. So I was thinking about the making the first feature, and I knew it's gonna be super low budget. So then I have to think about the stories that I can make within low budget. So then okay, what kind of the movie I can shoot with really cheap money? Then it's like a limited performers and a limited location. So, someone has to be stuck in certain place. Then, that's the base. I was thinking, from that. Then okay, I wanted to make American film, and of course, it's English speaking. So main character is gonna be American, and also I wanted to make advantage as myself, which is I'm a Japanese American, and so I could use both culture. Then I was thinking about, okay, what can I do? Just mix up Japanese and American. Then I could think of okay, it's a horror story, and then the location came up in my mind. It's Saipan. So Saipan is an island where Japan and America fought horribly, during the World War II. And so I thought, that was a cool location. And then, thinking about the Japanese bunker from World War II. So the American crew just stuck in Japanese bunker. And then after that, okay, what? Sorry, it's taking so long to explain, but that's how I start thinking about the story.
Yeah. Because a lot of people always say like if your first movie, you should always make something like based around a location or something that you have ready, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, of course, there's inspiration of many horror movies and the comic book I've read, and then, but it has to be made. That's the priority.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So, is there any real Japanese mythology in the story?
No, not really. No, I made up everything.
Yeah.
But
cool.
there are some items from Saipan. There's a doll called the Bojobo, and that doll it really exists, but it's more like a happy charm. But this is a horror movie, so I just made of course,
Yeah.
doll.
Yeah, definitely. So where did you find is it shot in an actual bunker, or is that a set? Like, where did you find a place to shoot?
Yeah, that's all set. It's the inside the bunker is the set built in the warehouse in Los Angeles.
It looks very like something that's underground or how long does it take to make it look like it's something where it's old and it's lived in?
The team built it in like 3 weeks. That was amazing.
Wow.
Amazing. Yeah. Did a great job.
Yeah. And obviously Doug Jones is in it. Did you know him from previous movies?
Yeah, I knew him since maybe like a 96. The first show we worked together was the show called the Crusade. It's a TV show. It's popular in Europe, but not much in America. But it's around 96. And he was playing the alien character. And I was, working on the alien makeup stuff. And, he's very famous among our industry. Like every studio has his live cast because he plays so many characters, so many characters. Yeah,
And
so I knew him. Yeah,
and I think sometimes people overlook like how people that are the creatures and stuff, how talented they are. And but I think I think he himself is starting to change that because with Shape of Water and other movies he's been in. People are starting to recognize that it takes talent and not just the suit.
Yeah, it took him maybe like 20 years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but,
it's finally paying off.
Yeah, it is. He's amazing.
Is he easy to work with when you're putting on the makeup?
Super easy. Whoever can stay in the same industry more than like over 15 years, it has to be good person.
Right.
And he's amazing. Like Hellboy, I didn't do the makeup on that character, the Abe Sapien for the Hellboy. That was taking 6 to 8 hours every day. Wow. And he never complained at all. So I worked with him in several movies, but I never hear he complained single word.
Yeah.
So he's amazing.
And how about the rest of the cast? Were you hands-on casting the movie?
Yeah, it's the couple of people I knew before I shoot. Then I auditioned a few people, from everywhere. Yeah, two leads, male, female lead, and the character named Pepe. He was auditioned, and I was so lucky that everybody was really good.
And obviously, it looks great. The I don't know what you call them. I don't want to call them monsters. I guess kind of almost like ghosts. Well, where's the were their look based on anything?
It's based on like used to be human. So of course, the realism is the bit human base, and then I just designed most of it and build it. And
I think obviously the look is terrifying and a lot of horror from that, but there's a lot of horror psychologically in the movie, especially. And I don't want to give away the end of the movie, but when you really think about what that means at the end, I think it's much more terrifying thinking of the rest of the movie.
Yeah, and something like you want to watch again to just confirm what I was showing. Yeah. So I like that type of story, like a Twilight Zone.
And it does, it does leave you thinking too, like what this all means for I don't know, like it's hard not to say, but what it all means for the for the characters and how horrifying that would be.
Yeah.
What were some of you said it's a lower budget movie and stuff, and it looks very good. So what were some of the hardest things to pull off when you're making the movie?
Let's see. It's many things. Yeah, so, it's like I was in charge of makeup effects too, of course, because we didn't have money. So what's the cheapest way to make good thing is I work on myself. And so that's the tough. So many decisions I have to make. It's not just the makeup effects and directing. So I did storyboard myself, and location hunting, and it's so many things. Okay, let's see. What was the hardest thing? Always like Doug Jones. So I create the puppet that so makeup on Doug's face and attached the fake neck and the fake body. So just his face is himself, but the whole body is the fake. So he's operating from behind. And the hardest one is, since he's such a busy guy, didn't have any time to test fit. So that was really, scary thing. It's we don't know how it's gonna look, until the day of shooting. So that was the hardest thing I had.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah.
When you're editing the movie, did you edit yourself, or was there someone else who did the edit?
I had the editor on set to start with. Then I'm just very picky, super picky. Then many scenes I have the cut in my mind. Then if that doesn't fit to actual editing, so I have to keep telling you, okay, do this, do that, and I just shorten like 5 frames, 10 frames, and I get so tired of just telling. So then I just took over and finished everything. So editor did great job. Some things he did was something I didn't think about, which is cool. But the many things I have very specific idea I wanted to do. Then I just end up just taking over and finish myself.
Yeah. So when you did the festival run with the movie, was that the finished film, or did you change anything based on like what the audience thought of the movie?
Not really. It's not enough footage to change it anymore. So
right.
Yeah, it's basically the same as the festival. Yep.
Mm-hmm. What was that experience like to see your movie with an audience?
Oh, that's two ways. It's really scary.
Right.
It's really bothered me that the place I wanted audience to be laugh and but it's just quiet. Or it's supposed to be scared, and it's many things. It's the scare. It's first of all, it's really scared. Then I had some like a Q&As, some in festivals, and it seems to be majority of audience, liked it. Then whoever didn't like it, just leave after I finish the screening, which is fine.
Right.
And then it's exciting, happy, exciting, and same time it's scary.
Yeah. So when you grew up in Japan, did you watch American movies?
Oh yeah. So every kind.
What were some of the? I assume you liked a lot of monster movies, since that's what you kind of.
Yeah.
What were the ones you liked? Mm-hmm. Well, go on. Sorry.
Let's see. The Thing, American Werewolf in London, and Evil Dead. So it's all about similar time. It's the Thing was like 82. American Werewolf is like 83 or 84, and the Evil Dead it's around maybe 84-ish. So those days was the kind of revolution of the makeup effects, and a lot of cool effects came out. Which is something we've never seen in the history before. So I was 10 years to maybe like 16 years. It's a very nice time, and I've been through those days with watching those movies. So that's a huge inspiration. It's one of my favorite is The Thing and The Evil Dead.
Yeah, and that's obviously all three of those movies still hold up. I still think that's the best transformation scene ever is American Werewolf.
Oh yeah, still looking amazing.
Yeah, and the thing is, with the Thing, it's the most like alien of aliens, because it's not just like a guy in a suit, which I like that too, but it's really this really otherworldly thing and very grotesque.
Oh yeah, it's really a revolution. We never seen such things, and it's just amazing.
So when you were watching those, did did you start to create your own like movies then, or your own like special effects, like before you even like
funny thing is in theater, I was into Jackie Chan. In Asia or Japan,
Sure.
Jackie Chan was so popular, and I wanted to be a stuntman back then when I was 10.
Uh-huh.
And when I was a child, there's a limited money for the watch movie. Japan is kind of expensive, compared to America to watch movie. And there's a winter break. There's two movies. I had a choice. One is The Thing, and the one is the Shaolin Temple. Jet Li.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Jet Li's debut movie was Shaolin Temple. It's the kung fu action huge movie.
Yeah.
Then so I had to choose one of those because of the money. Then I chose the Shaolin Temple. So I was into the movie itself, but as career wise, I was more active and wanted to be a stuntman.
So how did it come about that you was it hard to go for like to come here and get into special effects? Like how did that come about?
Yeah, of course it's I wouldn't say it's hard, but you need the courage.
Right.
Yeah, it's not something you would expect you can make it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so after high school, I moved to America and looking for the career as doing the makeup effects. Then how would you start?
Right.
Not many people knows.
Right. So what was that experience like? Was there like a school you went to, or did you just try to find contacts?
Yeah, first of all, went to the school because I didn't have any single person I knew in this country or in this continent, actually.
Right.
And so there's the school called the Joe Blasco, which is back then there's a 10 weeks school, 10 weeks, like a 2.5 months. So I went there, and education was just okay, but I get to know what's about, what's around. And I built the portfolio myself. And then I was a good student. Actually, I was trying so hard. And if I take a day class, and it's free to take a night class, so then I was staying every night, just practicing there. Then after finishing the school, school providing some jobs, that some productions goes to school. Are there anybody who can work for free? So I was always doing that. And one day I was working on Halloween store to do like a scar makeup, with wax,
Okay.
very simple gig. And then get paid in some like a small amount of money. So then it's funny thing is the guy who was working on cashier, he told me he knew the producer of the sci-fi movie. Then he gave me the phone number. So back then there's no email, no internet. So just a phone. Yeah. Then I was, of course, and I was so scared. I was 19 back then, and maybe like I don't know. It took me maybe 2 weeks or more until I really called up. Then, but it's of course nothing happened. So I just called him up, and he said, I introduced myself, who I am, and what I do, and then he said, "Yeah, sure, come on by." And I said, "Let's talk." Then I went to see him and show my portfolio. Then he liked my attitude. My work is horrible, actually. Yeah, it's 19 years old. It's horrible.
Sure.
But I had numbers of works because I just kept making. So then he said, "Oh yeah, I can introduce to the guy who has makeup effects studio." Then he picked up the phone there, and then he called up, while I was there. Then he set up the interview for me. Then I went to the effect studio and meet the guy, and I told him I would do anything anything. And please let me work here. Then he accepted. So I started as the intern. So that's how I started.
Oh. So I know on IMDb it lists like I think your first movie was Freaked. Is that the first movie you worked on?
Yeah, The Freaked. That's right.
Yeah. And there's tons of visual, monsters and stuff with that movie.
Yeah, it's so exciting. I get to see Mr. T, Brooke Shields, Keanu Reeves, Alex Winter, Randy Quaid. It's somebody you only see in the movie, and you get to see in actual person. That's amazing.
So at that point, like, what kind of stuff would you have made the actual like monsters, or what kind of things were you doing
in that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not good enough to create the character myself. So the first creation they let me do was the long tongue of Toad character. Have you seen the movie?
Yeah, I've seen it. I remember I've seen it at the time. It's been a while since I've seen it, but
there's the huge black man. It's he's a bodyguard of the Randy Quaid character, and he's a toad, so he has warts all over the face and a long tongue. So then I sculpted a long tongue. So that was my first creation as a Korean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get to keep any of that stuff? Like any of the things you made?
No. Usually studio gives it. Yeah.
So I also saw that you worked on a Castle Freak, which I really like Castle Freak, full moon movie, and Stuart Gordon. That must have been cool to work with Stuart Gordon at such a fairly young age.
Yeah, that's a good movie, and I have a funny story. That's the 94, I believe, 94. So 20. Oh my God, how many years ago?
That's you're a graduate. Yeah.
But anyway, so there's the movie called the Wolf. Jack Nicholson and James Spader. You recognize the movie, The Wolf?
Yeah.
Okay, so the one studio made the dummy head of Jack Nicholson, then used the silicone the first time in the movie history. So now material silicone is it's a very common thing, and but back then it's just totally new. So we went to study about the silicone, and I was working on the Castle Freak in a different studio. So and I was so excited, about this material. Then what can I use this for? What I'm working on? Then I just sculpted the ball sack of the freak. There is the scene of prostitute. She didn't want to get killed, so then she trying to do things and check out his the growing, and then she saw that the penis is cut off. Then just a ball sack is hanging. So I just sculpt the appliance like chopped up penis with just ball sacking, ball sack. So then this is perfect. I can use the silicone. And put the metal ball weight inside and cast up is the silicone, and that's cool. It's like it's really waggly, shaking, tingling, and showing to the people, "Oh, this is so cool." Yeah, it's really exciting days.
Yeah. Was it more fun, I guess, to work on those? I mean, it's still a big movie, but like a smaller movie than it is to work on like a really big budget movie.
Yeah, it's both. It's fun. It's the bigger budget movie. Of course, I get recognized to the things I make. Yeah. And smaller budget is got more freedom. You can go pretty easier.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can go crazy.
Right. Yeah, you're not going to be making a a ball sack probably in like
That's
Jurassic Park.
only time.
So what's I gonna ask? Well, what would you say like when did you think like now I've really I have a real career here. I've really made it in doing the effects.
Hmm. Let's see. Maybe cabin in the woods.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was in charge of a lot of things. Then I got total control to creating the character. So I was in charge of a merman. It's the one of the
Oh, nice.
yeah. So that was great. Then it was so hard, but I didn't ask for mostly didn't I didn't ask for anything about the decision. So that's all mine. So that's very nice, very hard, but very nice. So I just realized,
Yeah.
okay, I came to this point.
Yeah, that's an amazing movie. And
Yeah.
do you prefer it if you do just have control
Mhm.
to create whatever you want, or do you
Yeah.
like it if like a director is more hands on and has specifics of what they want? Which is easier for you?
Um, well, as far as um, just the sculpting, the basically, creating the character, you need the sculpting skill. So actual piece you make, you have to sculpt. So my ability of sculpting, I got so fast, really fast. Then some people taking like 5 days to do. I could do like 2 days. And if I would direct, I would still sculpt, like a rough out, block out. Then somebody can just take over and finish it. Just show the basic idea of just basic feel. It's much faster if I do that myself. Yeah. So then still fun.
Mhm. Were your parents supportive of you wanted to do this?
Yeah, fortunately, very fortunately, yeah, yes. So I told them instead of going to college, let me go to America and to do this. Then, yeah, they were totally cool, supported me. And but before I become 21 years old, I became independent myself. Yeah.
Do you still are your parents still alive? Do you still keep in touch with them?
Oh, my mom is still alive. My dad passed away like three years ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry about that.
No. It's nature. So
Yeah, but it's very true. Good way to look at it. Did she watch your movies?
oh, yeah, my mom did. Yep.
Mhm. Does she like the creatures and whatnot?
Oh, she didn't say about the creature. No, it's the
Uh-huh.
yeah. She enjoy anything I make. So it's just fine. She didn't
Yeah,
criticize at
yeah.
all. But she never say she liked it neither. So I don't know what she's thinking.
All right, fair enough. So, you worked with like a lot of great directors
Yeah,
throughout all these movies.
yeah.
Did you learn from them? While you're working on the movies to become a director yourself?
Yeah, yeah. I do. Yeah. Let's see.
What were some of your favorite? What were some of the directors you think you really picked something up from?
Oh, yeah, Spielberg. He has
Sure.
eyes, of course, and he knows what's real, and he knows what make it real. So yeah, very smart, and yeah, it's incredible. My favorite, and yeah, that's yeah, that's a huge inspiration.
When when CGI started to come in to
Yeah,
play, how did that change your career?
yeah, it's a big time. It's big time. See, things we used to do, it's now so many things taken over by digital. Then which is the nature. Technology gets better, and it's like it used to be stop motion animation for the dinosaur. Like Harryhausen's. Yeah, but makeup effects, a lot of things took over. So now it's a CG is taking over. But it's of course, not 100%. So, sometimes it's good, but some misusing digital, then it's make it look worse. So you just need a balance. And I don't have any nostalgia for makeup effects, because I had long enough career. So what I'm trying to do is just move on to directing. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's the new things always comes out from CG, then which is it makes sense. And as long as it's not misusing CG and practical effects, and still works great.
Yeah. When you mentioned Spielberg really has an eye for things that look real. That's what I thought about the Jurassic Park movies. Is sometimes in other CG, like the weight's not there and it just doesn't seem right. But like the dinosaurs, there's the weight there behind them, and it feels much more real than a lot of other visual effects.
Yeah, I mean, then the first Jurassic Park, there's the life-size dinosaur T-Rex was a life-size puppet, and Spielberg combined CG and actual puppet, and works out so well, and it's most scary Jurassic Park movie ever. Yeah. And yes, it's great. He knows how to use it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is Steven Spielberg, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. It does seem like in the last few years, there's been kind of a resurgence of movies that want all practical effects. And have you noticed that? I think it's probably like directors who grew up during the practical effects era now making movies, so that's what they want.
J.J. Abrams is the big time. He loves practical. Then Star Wars was made a lot of practical things, and it's good and bad. Good for us.
right, yeah. When you work on a movie that's like already established, like when you're like on Jurassic Park III or Aliens vs. Predator, something that's like a franchise. Is there like any added pressure to that because that like this is an established franchise that people love?
Not really. No, I'm just professional enough that I have a confidence that I can do anything. So, but still. And it doesn't get excited as much.
Right, because it's already there, and it's not necessarily creating something completely new. Do you have any favorite creatures of yours?
What I made?
Yeah.
Probably the mermaid from Pirates of the Caribbean. It's the Stranger Tide, the fourth one, and it's the dead mermaid on the shore. Then I was worked under the guy named Joe Harlow, and he hired me to be in charge to make the mermaid. But did you see the movie?
Yeah. I've seen all.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't remember what the mermaid looked like, the dead mermaid, because the mermaid in the movie is supposed to change to the creature mermaid. And the mermaid girl, she was the shooting with the tracking mark for digital, on face, and shot it. But the actual movie came out, and the movie they changed. She never changed, and it's always have a human face, and the mermaid always have a human face. So there's no creature mermaid. So that mermaid I made is the creature mermaid. Original idea they're supposed to change, but ended up not changing. So they couldn't shoot because it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, but but the piece itself it's good. I really spend hard time to make it look really good, and it's looking super beautiful and scary and looking real. Yeah, and then a picture leaked on the internet, and this is a dead mermaid on the shore, and yeah, then nobody recognized it because they didn't see in the movie. Just a part of body they show, but face never see it. So there is a huge rumor that dead mermaid found on the ocean. So yeah, but it's pretty successful because our job is make fake thing look real. So so many people thought it's real. So
I think that has to be a cool feeling for people to like this thing you have made is out there as like some kind of proof that mermaids exist.
Yeah, but it's always better if people see the movie. Oh yeah, that's the movie from the movie. That's better.
Yeah, right. Yeah, of course. But I still think we kind of need, I guess.
Yeah.
So back to Gehenna, where death lives. It's coming out on the 4th. It says so it's going to be on video on demand, and it's going to have a theatrical release.
Yeah, it will be a 10 city, and then so far there's 5 cities locked, which is Atlanta, Cleveland, San Francisco, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles. And cool. So they're trying to lock 5 others. So I don't know where yet.
Yeah, but if you get the chance, though, it is always a bit cooler to see a movie on the big screen.
Oh yeah, of course.
The VOD is very cool too. Also, I did want to mention Lance Henriksen has a small part in the movie, and was he someone you knew from other films too?
No, not really. No. It's amazing coincidence I could cast him. It's the he was invited for the fan event in Japan. Then I knew the event producer. So he's the I had a good contact with the event producer. So one day he called me from Japan. Then he told me, "Hey, I have Lance Henriksen here, and I told him about your movie, and he said he can be in your movie. Hey, here's Lance." And then, I was like, "What?" Then he's on the phone, and hey, and then he just so nice. He's really supportive. He had good enough career. Then he's willing to supporting new people, new generation. Yeah.
Then, he's I had him on a show years ago, and I just met him at a convention recently. We had booths next to each other, and he was not that making movies, but he's very supportive of the show, and he just seemed like a really good guy. And it's weird because when you first think about it, I think he's a little like intimidating because I've seen him in all these movies, and he has this presence about him. But then when you start talking to him, he's a very nice guy and very approachable.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it's a great guy.
So he's a man. So I was definitely happy to see him in your movie. He's always cool to see him in anything.
Oh, you know what? The earlier question you asked me, what's the difficulty of the movie? Is directing Lance.
Right.
Yeah, really, kind of scary to give him a direction.
Yeah, I would. That's something I don't like to ask people, but it always goes through my mind. Like, especially if you're this is your first feature, and it is like a veteran actor that you've seen, and I mean he's in Terminator and Pumpkin, all these big movies, and how do you, even just being a veteran actor, how do you approach him to to direct him? Because like you think, well, maybe this guy doesn't want direction. Maybe he thinks he knows what he's doing, and
talking with him regularly it's fine because I meet stars sometimes. Sure. But the directing is a totally different story experience.
Right? Because it's like you trying to telling him in a way how to do his own job. So I totally get that. So I assume that eventually it'll be on DVD. Blu-ray.
Yeah, DVD will be out on August 8th. And Blu-ray. Yeah.
Do you know if there'll be any special features on those, or what they would be?
Yeah, there should be a bunch of making stuff. Yeah. Yep.
Well, how do you follow yourself online for people to find out what you're up to?
Oh, there's the Facebook page of Gehenna, so you can search for that. Or I have Facebook myself, Hiroshi Katagiri, and yeah, those two are main things. Oh, and the Twitter under my name. Yeah.
So, what's the feedback been like so far for Gehenna?
It's mostly good, fortunately, but of course some criticism too. So
sure.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of negativity on the internet, so you're gonna get some.
Yeah.
Right.
Every movie gets that.
Yeah. And are you're gonna pursue continue trying to write and direct movies?
Yeah, that's my next step. Yep.
Do you think you'd stick with like the horror related movies?
No. I wanna direct everything. I like basically just an entertainment movie. So like anything entertainment, I would do.
Yeah, I agree with that because I know this is primarily a horror show here, but I watch all type of movies. To me, if it's a good movie, it's a good movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This was the Kickstarter funded, so I need to attract many people. So I can't say, okay, I'm gonna do a romantic comedy, and then I don't get penny.
right.
So I have to use my career as an advantage.
That is interesting though. That like fans of horror movies, of genre movies, are more willing to help back them than fans of like a romantic comedy.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. And there's no there's lots of horror movie conventions but I don't think there's a romantic comedy convention where fans of
That's right. That's funny.
Yeah. Even though they would go and see it at the theater, but it's a different type of audience, I guess.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Icon is always from horror or action.
Yeah. Well, it's very very cool to talk to you, and I really enjoyed the movie, and I hope people check it out.
Great. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I hope so too. Please watch it. In Seattle.
Very good. Yeah. The big screen. I think I'm lucky. There's some theaters here. I live in Massachusetts, so there's some theaters in Boston that show a lot of independent movies or old movies on midnight movies. You can see I actually saw The Thing for midnight movie on the big screen a couple of years ago, and so it's always good for people to go and support those kind of theaters. So they
that'd be great.
All right. Well, it's been a good time, Hiroshi. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Great.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, this is Charles Van, and you're listening to withoutyourhead.com.